Pure Rock in the Net, KNAC.com. It is the Wildside doing some Cinderella by request. That is called Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. And that's going out by request to Nagala's hanging out with us in Arizona. How you doing today? I'm Diana DeVille, your rock goddess. And coming up in just a few minutes, we've got Oni Logan in studio with Rowan Robertson. So we'll be talking with them. They have a brand new project out called Logan Robertson, which is the reason they're here today. So we're going to play something new from that right now. And this is a very new track. In fact, this just came out of the mixing studio yesterday, I believe. So this is called Traces of Eternity. So let's just crank it up and get ready to listen to it. It's KNAC.com, and it is, of course, the Wildside. Here, rocking the net, KNAC.com. It is the Wildside, and we are here with Oni Logan, formerly of Lynch Mob, and now Rowan Robertson. So it's Logan Robertson.
Correct.
There we go. Okay. How are you doing today?
We're doing great, Diana.
Good. That's good to see you again.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. What is it, since leader of the pack, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's been, about a year or something?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Great, thank you.
Great. And also, I want to talk, you toured on the last Lynch Mob tour with Dio and Armored Saint.
Sure, we did.
How was that? Because I remember I saw that show and I didn't really get a chance to talk to you about it.
Right. That went down really good. We had good turnouts for the combination of the three groups.
Right.
It was unfortunate that it was only 30 dates. So I'd love to keep on going.
I see.
You know, but we had a lot of fun. Dio was great to us, and that was the end of that stint, you know.
Yeah.
And then the Lynch Mob went on and did one-offs on our own and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. So how did that all come about as far as reunion?
Well, I just thought it was time, you know, to do something again, you know, because I've kind of been in and out of the business for a while.
Right.
You know. I just thought it was time to get out there and do some shows and get my voice going on again, and that was basically it, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. Was it kind of strange to kind of go back and do something you'd done, like, I don't know, what was it, 10 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult because it's almost like, you know, you're doing something from, you know, so many years back. You know, you kind of want to get out there and do something fresh. I mean, the idea was to do an album right away and then go out and tour behind that, but that didn't happen. So we just decided to do some, you know, that tour, and you know, it just kind of took its own turns and events, and when the tour was over, I just decided to move on.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I knew you had done the tour, and I was wondering if there had ever been any discussion of a recording at that point.
Yeah, we did discuss some things about touring, about doing the album. Excuse me, but you never know. I'll never say never, really.
Right.
You know. But right now, I'm really up on this Logan Robertson project right now, and I'm really excited about what's happening, what I'm hearing, and what we're doing.
Excellent. So now you are working with Rowan Robertson. And tell me how you guys hooked up and how you started working together. How did that come about?
Well, we've known each other since about 1990, when I was playing in Dio back then, and Oni was with the Lynch Mob. And we had the same manager at the time. And when I came out of Dio, we got hooked up through our manager, and put together a band called Demise. Spent about 3 or 4 years making the album, and it never got released, which really sucked. Back, you know, ended in about '94, and we just thought it was a shame, you know, to let such a good musical collaboration, you know, not be, you know, we should reap what we, you know, get more out of it. You know, we're a good writing team.
Oh, so you've actually worked together for quite a while now.
Well, actually, we've only just started working together again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just in the last few months, really, because I spent some time in England. I went back there for a while.
Okay.
To live back in England for a while, and came back out.
Okay. So just kind of like, hey, let's pick up where we left off and see where we can go from here.
Okay.
Well, it's, you know, we're a good team, so it seems a shame to not be collaborating.
Yeah.
Great. So now the band was originally called Demise, correct? And so why the change to Logan Robertson?
Just out of pure taste, you know.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of give it a fresh outlook and a fresh, you know.
Great. Okay.
It's a new beginning.
Now you said that the Demise record never got released. Are there any plans to maybe take some of that and move it into the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's we could re-record it if we want to, but we just remastered it, so we're gonna leave it as is. Okay. Because it sounds good. It was done by Dave Jordan, who did Dirt and quite a few other, you know, Alice in Chains records,
right? Sure.
And stuff, and so everything. I think we're just going to leave it as is and just continue on. I mean, now that we've been apart for a while, we've grown a bit on the songwriting end, and we have a lot more to offer.
Great.
We're going to make it available too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. On our website, www.com, onilogan.com.
Okay.
Excuse me. And
I've got the .co.uk. Rowan Robertson .co.uk. That's
okay.
And you can purchase that there. It'll be out in about 3 weeks' time.
Okay. Full-length album, because I know that what I got in here was a sampler.
Yes, that's a sampler.
We're up to 4 tunes now, and so you've got the full album available.
Sure.
And you said it just got through mixing, mastering, all that?
Yeah, these are the one that you just heard, Traces of Eternity. That one was just done yesterday. We got another 2 on the way.
Okay.
One song is kind of like an opus tune. It's called I, and it's 7 minutes and 52 seconds, I believe, which is kind of peaks and valleys. It's really nice, really adventurous.
Okay.
And that'll be released as an EP on the website, on Rowan's website and my website.
Okay.
And we're trying to drum up some interest. So if there's anybody out there listening with a lot of money,
terrific,
come talk to us.
Okay. I'm like trying to quietly over here, like hit the buttons there so we can listen to some of the new music. So let's check out one of the songs from Beggar's Day. Tell me a little bit about this song as we're getting ready to play it.
Great.
Well, it's one of the first songs we wrote together. Just started off with a kind of bluesy, kind of cult-esque, kind of cultish kind of thing, you know, mysterious kind of thing, and just was one of the best songs we wrote, I think.
Great.
Yeah, the best songs.
Okay, great. Let's give it a shot here.
Great.
KNAC.com. We're in studio with Oni Logan and Rowan Robertson here on KNAC.com. It is the Wildside.
There's a scene in the rain. I'm going
You're rocking the net. KNAC.com. It is the Wildside. We're in studio with Oni Logan and Rowan Robertson.
Hello.
Just listening to the new record. That one was called Beggar's Day?
Beggar's Day, yes.
Okay, great. I put the CD in there and forgot the titles are on it.
Yeah, is there titles on there? I don't think so.
Well, on the CD, yeah.
Oh, okay, those 3 songs, yeah.
But I don't have like a little cheat sheet here, so
the,
I'm guessing off the top of my... Oh, actually, you know what? I did write them down, so I can just look over here and see what we played.
There's no excuse. Just
That's right. My cheat sheet. So we're back, and so the new record is getting ready to be released.
Yes.
And do we have a name for it yet?
Revisited.
Okay.
Revisited.
Right.
Logan Robertson Revisited.
Right.
Yeah. And there'll be 2 extra tracks that'll be on there, so there'll be a total of 12 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 extras is Flame and Shala Land.
Okay.
And all I can say is just it's a really good album.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a good evening out, you know, with your friends at home having a party, and you put it on and it takes you all the way through the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that long, but almost.
Yeah. It's kind of almost, you know, I don't know if this is the right word for it, maybe psychedelic sounding, you know, kind of with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite psychedelic.
Yeah. Really cool.
I think we were really in that mindset, and that kind of a little too in that mindset sometimes.
Well, no, it sounds great.
Thanks.
It's just that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think about it. You know, you hate to put a label on anything, but it's just you kind of want to like figure out how do I describe this to people, you know? Mm-hmm. So what kind of themes were you dealing with on the record? Like what kind of sort of things did you want to write about?
Well, Beggar's Day is about, you know, it's about Native American kind of issues. Mm-hmm. That one, Beggar's Day. The Forest is on that album is about how people are moving into the city, mm-hmm. and people moving into
moving out.
Yeah, and basically, it's just like, say for instance, like people are moving out of the city, mm-hmm. and what's going on is a lot of these wild, you know, gaming that's out there, like wolves and stuff like that, have no place to go but just like maybe sip water from a pool,
right?
You know, from the backyard of somebody's pool and stuff. So that's what that's about, and also just in general is everything pretty much, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's got peaks and valleys, and it's about.
We definitely dealt a lot with the native themes and the civilization kind of, pretty moral stuff.
Yeah,
like,
so kind of social issues.
Social, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on the animal thing, because I know I always hear stories about, like coyotes and everything coming out of the mountains and coming down into people's yards, and there's just nowhere for them to go.
And there's nowhere to go.
That's one thing that makes me so angry when they go and shoot them, because it's like,
terrible.
It's like it's not their fault. They're just looking for food.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's Diana's animal rights issues.
Good for you, Diana. I'm right with you.
So, but yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. I mean, it's great that you can write about things like that. And just kind of
it's pretty much different, quite a bit different subjects on the whole record.
Right.
Just kind of go with it and leave some of it to your imagination too as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really interesting, because I talk to a lot of people when I interview. I usually want to know, whether a lot of people are influenced. It usually comes down to whether you're influenced by like personal things that happen to you, or whether you take a look at the world around you and things like that. So it's kind of interesting to see where people come from, because there are people on both sides of the fence.
Sure.
It seems like a lot of people tend to write, about their own personal, my girlfriend left me sort of thing, so it's kind of interesting to see something on a broader field like that.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best things about the way we write together, is we're always mm-hmm. stretching out to be more musically challenging and mm-hmm. different, not stock, and kind of always look for a certain feeling, a certain challenging, sort of mysterious thing.
Okay.
And talk about issues as well, the current events that are happening today.
Great.
On the new 3-song EP, there's like the song "Eyes" talks about what's going on
mm-hmm.
around the world, chaos.
Right.
And that's the way we do it.
Well, that's great. Where do you turn for your inspiration as far as where you get ideas from?
Lately, just worldviews.
Yeah.
The news. It's the tragic events that are going on.
Yeah.
It just seems very tragic and sad.
Absolutely.
Personal experience.
Personal experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that really ticks you off, you know, anything that really means something to you.
See, that's interesting because you've kind of got the personal side of it, you know, as opposed to the social issue sort of thing. I think it's a great challenge to try to take, you know, something like a world event like that and put your own personal spin on it, you know, come up with something that's uniquely yours.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you go about that?
How do we go about that?
Yeah.
Just basically take an overview of what's happening, you know, around the world, and you just put it into your own thoughts, and hopefully make some sort of justice to it, and hope for a better day, and hope for a better future.
Right.
You know, that's what it's all about, really, for me.
And how do you go about writing as far as writing music? Do you come together and write together, or do you get your ideas separately and then bring them to the table?
Often we'll, you know, take an idea and bounce it back and forth. You know?
Okay.
I'll say do a demo of it, and then we'll get together on it, and perhaps re-demo it, take it in a different direction, and just throw ideas back and forth, and we kind of get this sound together. This kind of this evil sound.
Okay.
For what it's worth.
And another question, this is kind of one of those chicken or egg questions, as far as what comes first, the music or the lyrics?
Well, it depends, you know. I mean, usually how we used to work it is the music would come, and we'd get some sort of inspiration of some sort of like colors, what we want to use for music.
Okay.
And then we'd put, you know, maybe a thought and a lyric behind it. But lately, on this last being back together, it's kind of worked where the lyric may start off the inspiration for it. You know, we rework things, parts over and over. I mean, we like this new song that'll be on the EP. Was pretty much a upbeat type thing, and it turned into this like Floydish
extended
it's progressive. It's kind of got this progressive thing to it, and this Floyd thing to it, and so basically we're like, you know, it's an empty canvas, and what we're doing is just throwing, you know,
it's a really good track.
The colors all over, and that's the way we work. We like to work, and we like to stretch beyond the boundaries of just setting up your stock rock song.
Right. Okay.
That's what it's about for us in this project.
So do you find that when you do write, you come up with you've got all these different bits and pieces, just kind of random bits, and then somehow you bring them all together and make a song out of them?
It's funny. I mean, we work in different ways, but usually we'll find, out of a load of ideas, we'll just find one that is just got a certain spark, a certain magic to it, and then just throw it around and throw it against the wall and see what else comes out of it.
Great.
You know.
Great. And once you get one idea, it's just like they all start to flow.
Yeah,
we've got this central theme here.
Yeah, it's got this. I don't know. It's just this energy thing that works. It's the combination between me and him, and Rowan, and it just seems to evolve on its own, some sort of cosmic force.
Great.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Yeah. So now let's talk about recording for a moment, about recording of the record. How long did that take, and how was it done?
Well, we wrote it over a period of about a year.
Okay.
We had a lot of songs to choose from. Chose 10 at the end with the help of Dave Jordan, our producer.
Right.
And the recording took about 2 months.
Okay.
So.
Where did you record it?
We recorded it in Dave's studio in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
El Dorado studio.
And also some at Cherokee.
Oh, great. That's a great place to record.
Yeah.
Great. So how was that? How was the recording?
It was great. I mean, we had unlimited budget.
Well, there you go.
That works good, and great musicians too as well. I must mention that we have Spencer Campbell on bass guitar. He's now out with Eagle Eye Cherry right now, touring around with him.
Okay.
And Scott Coogan, the great Scott Coogan.
Yes.
On drums. He just got back off the Ozfest tour with the band called OTEP.
Right.
Yeah. And so he's our main guy.
Great.
He's around.
Great.
And when we can have a little bit of his time, but the recording went really well. You know, it was done in 2 months, I believe.
2 months. Yeah.
Great.
And great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good.
It was Disneyland.
Any thoughts about doing a self-produced sort of thing?
That's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
We're doing with the CPs. Kind of take the reins on our own and just do what what we want to do, but also have in mind what we need to deliver for people to hear it.
Right.
You know,
we're just being really free with it and making ourselves happy by making music.
Okay.
Just enjoying that part of it.
That's the ultimate.
Yeah, well, that's what it should be about, is having fun, enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, I always say...
I think when sometimes you get big record companies involved and it becomes so serious that you lose the fun.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's easy to lose the fun.
And it's like a lot of times it becomes more about, is this going to sell, a million copies, whether is this a good song,
It's not about that, for us at least. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, sure, it's great to sell. It's great to sell, product. But
sure.
The thing is that I don't think either one of us got into it just for that one stamp selling point thing. We got into it because we love music.
Yeah.
That's why, I'm kind of in and out of the business because I only stand for that.
Right.
The music solely.
I find it interesting because it seems like, over the past 10 years, records have just generally started selling a lot less than they used to as far as numbers. And, but those expectations haven't changed. It's like where in the 80s you'd sell like, I don't know, 6 million copies of a CD. And, there we go. Let's tip over the coffee. But anyway, so you sell 6 million copies and that becomes kind of a standard. And then as it starts slowly, kind of the standards start slipping, the expectations are still there. And so if you don't sell 6 million copies, it's like, where do you draw that new standard and say,
we sold 1 million, what happened to our other 5
You're a
million?
loser.
I think the 80s thing was, it was a fun time for everybody, I guess, but it was more of a visual thing too, and it was more of a different decadent time, I think today, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of things have to be said. And, people need to open their minds.
Yeah.
And stretch a little bit.
Exactly.
But also have some fun. Don't get me wrong. I like to go down to the local, bar and listen to your fun band. Average fun band.
Well, I think it's great to find bands that don't sound like everything else because it seems like you get 20 times to the same band. And that's what's selling. And it's like there's no room for things that don't sound like that.
Well, that's the thing. That's why. I think we're trying to go against the grain a little bit because, as we were talking just about an hour ago, is once there is a band that comes out with a specific kind of formula, you have 10 others that are coming along following that formula, and that's how it just becomes, so saturated, and it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't move anymore. Yeah. It doesn't get out of the box.
It's like a cycle. It's like it just kind of, before long, you've got too many bands that sound the same, and then finally there's that one that comes along that just changes everything.
Yeah.
And then, then it starts all over again, so it's kind of funny, interesting in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what are the plans with this record? Are you shopping for label interest?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay.
With the right record company that wants to let us do what we want to do, and
okay,
and let us be free with it, and just be behind it,
right?
And that's all I can say about it, really. Just somebody that's really interested in our music,
right?
So we are shopping. Yes.
Great.
I'm also in a band called AM Radio.
Oh, okay.
Which I've been with for about a year now, and so. I'm touring with them as well. So,
okay.
But I'm a musician, so I want to create as much music as I can.
Great. Okay.
So.
Will you be doing some cross promotion while you're touring with AM Radio? You'll be taking maybe this one out on the road and.
Yeah, I like to be involved in as many musical things as I can and promote them all.
Great. Okay. Let's take a moment and listen to more of the CD.
Great.
Let's see. Let me look at my cheat sheet here. Here we are.
Here we are.
I think that's the name of this one. Let's cue it up and give it a listen.
Enjoy.
This is more Logan Robertson here. We're on the Wildside. It's KNAC.com, pure rock on the net.